All right. Well, welcome teachers. We are very happy to have you here for today's first Let's Learn Live session, part of the TESOL 2022 Computer Assisted Language Learning Intersection Electronic Village. We hope you've been enjoying events in the electronic, or EV as we like to call it, as well as in the convention as a whole if you are participating. So first up today, I'm very pleased to introduce our presenter from Sri Lanka, Mayuri Sooriyampola, and she also has some of her teacher students with her as well. And they are going to be talking about designing ELT lessons for teaching poems using 21st century skills. And Mayuri says that handling poems in the ELT classroom and incorporating 21st century skills is a challenging task for pre-service teachers. So she is going to be talking about enhancing student teachers' ability to develop these skills with loop input, designing lessons to teach poems in the ELT classroom using Zoom and Padlet. Should be very interesting. Mayuri and friends, you are welcome to turn on your cameras. We are recording this session. It is optional, apart from the presenter, to have your camera on, and just be aware that we are indeed recording. Please do keep your microphones muted until the question and answer towards the end of the session, but feel free to ask questions in the chat at any time. So I will turn things over to Mayuri. Welcome.
Hi there.
Excellent.
I'm having a little problem with my video because it's not switching on. It says Zoom is unable to detect.
It's up to you, Mayuri. You're welcome to continue with just voice and your presentation, if you like, and screen sharing. But we can hear you. We can hear you very well.
Okay, right. Good evening, everybody. We are from Sri Lanka, and I'm an ELT lecturer. And these are two of my student teachers who are doing their internship at schools. We expect to give you a session on using poems in the ELT classroom with the 21st century learning skills: creativity, collaboration, communication, and critical thinking. We also be using a lot of technology with some Zoom applications. We would be giving you several tips about handling poems in ELT class while following the format of the lessons we use in Sri Lankan English language lessons. We would really appreciate your support and cooperation in providing us with your suggestions, and we hope to do a write-up later, putting all these ideas together. I now invite Sangeeta to start the session with her setting the scene and presentation. Sangeeta, over to you.
Hello everyone, I'm Sangeeta. So I'm going to present, here I'm going to talk about the setting the scene and the presentation part of the lesson. So at first, I will show you, I will let you to listen some audio clips as the setting the scene. So try out that whether you can find out who are the animals there. So I hope everyone can hear me properly. So I'll share the screen to you. I hope everyone can hear it properly. Can all of you? Can all of you hear me properly?
Yes, we can
Yeah,
hear you
yeah,
very
yeah.
well.
Okay, then I will play the second audio clip. Then try to find out, try to figure it out. What is the sound about? I will play the second one as well. Now it's time for the third one. Okay, I think all of you were able to hear that sounds. There I played 3 audio clips. So in a classroom, as the set in the scene, if we are playing like this, so the first one they have to identify, or they have to identify what are these sounds about. The first one, I appreciate if you are giving me the answers through chat box. Is there anyone who can give me an answer? Yeah, the first, second, and third audio clips, what are they about? The first one, any guesses? Yeah, river and birds. And the second one, if you need to play it again, please say that thing also. Birds, yeah. What else? We played 3 audio clips there. Second one, yeah, birds chirping there. So in the classroom as well, for the set in the scene, if we are giving them these kinds of audio clips, then effectively we can get the support of the students from the beginning of the lesson. So unless playing a video, rather than playing a video, so we think it's very much effective to get the support of the students from the beginning of the lesson. So that's why we played a kind of a audio clip. And then this is also one option that we can do in the setting the scene of a lesson. So playing an audio clip and asking them to find out what is this sound about, or identify the sounds. As the second option, we can play a video as well. So the first one we played an audio. So the second one is playing a video clip. So that is also very much nice. So we'll do like this one. Okay, I hope all of you were able to watch that thing. So in that videos, that is the second method or the option that we can use. So the first one, it's about giving an audio clips and we are asking them to identify what is the sound about. And the second one, it's we are playing them a video clip with the picture clues. So it's somewhat easier than the first one. In the first one, they have to use their critical thinking, and in the video clip, like we are providing them a picture clues with the sounds. So it depends on the teacher and it depends on the students as well, so how they are performing in the class. For the set in the scene, that is the second method that we can use for since this is kind of a poem about the leisure. So in that poem, it includes about the sounds of the nature and the animals which are in the environment. So here we included several pictures with the sounds as well. So as the third option or third method, for the set in the scene, I'll share that thing as well. So the first one is giving the audio clips, and the second one is providing them a video clip, and the third one is that it's somewhat kind of providing them a link, which is a jigsaw puzzle. So if we are doing a lesson through online, through a Zoom or something else, or if we are in the physical class, so if you are doing it online, then you can share the link to them through the chat box, or else if you are doing the lesson physically, you can use the link and you can play that jigsaw puzzle with the students itself. So here I would like to share this link to all of you. I will share the link to the chat box. I have already sent it. You can play it. You can click on the link and you can play it. And so this is it. I'm really sorry we can't upload the jigsaw puzzle there, but I think if you try, yeah. So yeah, since it's kind of we are having kind of a connection issue, so you can play. Yeah, since I have sent it to the chat box, you can play it. So in the classroom also we can. If we are in a physical classroom, the teacher, she can place that jigsaw puzzle one with the student itself, or else if we are doing an online class, so she or he can share the link to the students through this chat box. And the next one is, so yeah, thank you for sharing this one. So this is it. So the next one is, first we were talking about the audio clips, and the second sharing a video clip, and the third one is giving them a link. It's about a jigsaw puzzle. So the next one, we will see what it is. Okay, so okay, so these three activities, so they are, we have prepared these three activities for the setting the scene part. So using these three activities or the options, the teacher can get the effective support of the students to the lesson from the beginning of the lesson itself. So now we will move to the presentation part. So here, I would like to ask you, you can share your ideas or the answers through chat box. So would you be able to identify what is this animal? The first one. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a cow there. So the second one, what is it about? Yeah. And the third one. Yeah. Yeah. So the first one is cow, the second one is sheep, and finally the third one is squirrel. So giving them a picture clue. So here we have given them only a part of that body. So we haven't given them the whole body of that particular animal. So we have given them a part. So for this activity, since this is the presentation part, so using this activity as well, we can let them think. The critical thinking is like they can critically think and identify that animal, what it is, not only about the animals, whatever the lesson that you are going to do, then according to the lesson, you can use this kind of picture clues, which will really support them to engage in the lesson as well. Because if we give the full picture, then like it's not something kind of getting very interactive. If we are giving this kind of a half of a picture, then they use their mind and they think, and their critical thinking also getting they think a lot. So using this type of activity as well, then we can do a kind of a presentation in a lesson. So not only giving the picture of this type of a picture, we can ask some questions after presenting, after giving these pictures. We can ask them some questions as well, like so after identifying this cow, then the teacher can ask uh, not after, before identify, she can present this picture, and she can give the clues as well, like it's kind of that this animal it likes to have the grass, or that we can have the milk, and it has 4 legs, something like that, which really relates to that particular animal. So for this one also, for the sheep also, it has fur, it is in kind of it has fur or something really relate to that animal, or relate to that animal. So the third one is squirrel also. So we can give them clues, and then through the by providing the pictures and as well as providing the clues as well, then we can get the support of the students for the presentation part. So finally, for the presentation part, since this is the yeah, so here in this presentation, we have selected to talk about a poem, how to teach a poem in a classroom. So this is a poem, it's about leisure. So first, in the setting the scene also, we gave them some kind of audio clips, videos, and we gave them a link. So from the beginning of the lesson, that we are getting them engaged in the in this poem. So this one in the presentation part also, so we can provide them the poem, and as well as, or else we can give them we can read this poem live, or we can record it, or we can play it, that poem also. And another thing as well, we can play that recorded poem while we are showing them this poem also. And then we can ask them questions, and then we can get them interacted with the lesson. So now I will hand over my friend to continue with the presentation.
Yeah, it will be Ishara to do her practice stage of the lesson.
Hi everyone, I'm Shara. I'm here to talk about the practice stage of the lesson. The most important stage of a lesson is the practice stage. The things that are presented at the presentation stage should be practiced in this stage. Especially the stage is a student-centered phase. Teacher acts as only the facilitator of the lesson. So we teach poems in the language classrooms. We can't do the practical things in the online classroom. So we are going to present 2 suggestions for to do the practice stage, and we can send them to the breakout rooms, and we can practice the collaboration which is belong to the 21st century skills. And our first suggestion is to practice with the rhyming words. And we have given the poem already in the presentation. Then we give a chance to practice with the rhyming words to the students. And our second suggestion is to give a practice with the recitation. This will help students to practice with the pronunciation, reciting meaningfully, and voice modulations and intonations. So these are suggestions for our practice stage, and you can see the poem over the screen. I would like to hear if somebody can recite the poem, we would like to hear that.
I'll do it, I guess. So poem's called Leisure.
If there is anyone interested, you can use this raise hand option. So we will give them the chance.
We have a volunteer. I believe Sarah said she is willing to be our brave poem reciter.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. So anyway, the poem's called Leisure by W.A. Davies. What is this life full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. No time to stand beneath the boughs and stare as long as sheep and cows. No time to see in broad daylight streams full of starts like skies at night. No time to glance at beauty's glance and watch your feet how they can dance. No time to wait until her mouth can enrich that smile her eyes began. A poor life this, if full of care, we have no time to stand and stare.
Thank you very much.
Shall we move on to the production stage? Or you have some more?
No.
Okay.
These are the two suggestions we made for the practice stage. Now we'll move to the production stage and we'll see the suggestions there.
Right. Thank you, Ishara. Now it is the production stage. Here you can make use of creativity of students and get them to arrange the poem into different shapes. So we can provide them with some of these shapes if they like to use them, or they can use their own shapes from taken, of course, from the nature. So what they would do is the same poem, the content can be put into these shapes so that it will take the shape of these particular elements of nature. So it can be mountains, streams, figures of animals, leaves, that sort of things. So the next thing is providing them with additional stanzas and stanzas written about the poem, and asking them to fill it up with. Now first we will not be giving them the words that would come for the blanks, but we would ask them to use their critical thinking, their creativity, and then fill it up. So if they find it challenging, of course, we would provide them with the words also. Yeah. So these are the kind of things that we have thought of in presenting a poem in the ELT class. And also we would provide them with some, we would ask them to go for an extended work with this, this kind of additional stanzas. We can ask them to be more creative and add their own stanzas to the poem. Not while they are in the class, but when they go out of the class, they can of course think of the additional stanzas with their experience of nature. They can try to have some more stanzas added up to the poem. So these are the things that we have thought of in making the poem used in the ELT class. And we hope you have enjoyed the presentation. And we would really appreciate if you can forward your suggestions to add your techniques, add other techniques, so that we can think of them and add them to the lesson and do our write-up at the end. So it's over to you for the questions if you have any, and we would be more than happy to answer them.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Mayuri, and your student teaching colleagues for this idea for multimodal ways to engage students with poetry online. And I could see also many of these ideas translating to a face-to-face or hybrid classroom setting as well. So audience, do you have any questions that you would like to share via the chat or with your microphone, or as Mayuri said, maybe some ideas that came to your mind as you saw what they presented today? There are a lot of thank yous and great idea comments coming in through the chat, so thank you for those. Let's see, Minerva says, very engaging preparatory and extension activity for poetry writing. I agree, thank you. I have a question for you all. What level students have you tried these techniques with?
Tried it out with grade 11. That is, I think, 15 to 16 years old.
And how did the students react? Did they enjoy getting their listening senses and their visual senses engaged as part of the poetry interpretation?
Yeah, I think they have enjoyed the jigsaw thing.
Yeah.
Mainly the jigsaw thing, because it really motivates them to because they were really curious, like what kind of thing comes out of it. So it's the one that we have found to make them really engaged in the lesson.
Lovely. I can see that that would appeal to hands-on learners, and being able to do that online would be novel for many and a lot of fun. And again, lots of nice feedback and some suggestions coming in. Kathleen Fernandez in the chat is saying online you can find modern poets reading their own works aloud, and students enjoy hearing the author read. Yeah, I can imagine that. Thanks for sharing that, Kathleen. Let's see, I see a hand raised with Muhammad, please. Would you like to share your question? You're welcome to turn your microphone on and ask.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, I wanted to ask something. I work with young learners, right? So sometimes they can't seem to get ideas about the rhyming words. So is there any technique that we can generate some ideas in their mind about the rhyming words?
Great question. Thanks, Mayuri. Did you have any suggestions?
With the rhyming words, you mean? Suggestion how we can help them in getting the rhyming words. Yeah, we thought of giving them one or two examples, and then encourage them to come out with any other words that they know of. And if they find it challenging, we thought of giving them a series of words with rhyming and not rhyming. So they can pick and choose and see whether they can get hold of the words that really rhyme with the ones that appear in the poem.
That's a good suggestion. Yeah, that poem example you said, I did giggle a little bit about how tricky English can be with rhyming words for the words bows and cows. The fact that those words rhyme is just a testament to the twists and turns to the history of English, and how we end up with some of the crazy pronunciations that we must help our students work with. So, well, we are out of time for this session. But thank you so much for joining us, Mayuri, for those ideas and your students. We enjoyed your presentation and ideas very much. And thank you for working through some of the connectivity challenges I know that you have been facing and that many of us face on a daily basis. So thanks for